Hi YouTubers, it's Tanya again, and don't know if you just saw the last video I had, but it was how to make a chocolate and banana smoothie. And at the end I promised you a full body shot because I had been talking about how much weight I had lost and how my doctor was a little surprised I've lost what I have. He wasn't expecting it, and it has even been a little bit more than I was expecting. It was 90 pounds when I started at 230. So, was going to give you a full body shot and then just talk about it a little more because I would like some feedback from some other people who have had gastric bypass and are maybe feeling like they need some assistance on, I don't know, keeping the weight on. I don't know. Anyway, maybe not how to deal with stress and forget to eat. So, let me do the full body shot and then I will talk a little bit more. Let's see if I can get this right. Okay, I don't know if you can see me there, but basically, like I said, I started out, as a size 22, and I'm in an 8'10" now. So, not that an 8'10" is a bad thing, but it is certainly not what I expected. And I'm going to kind of go into the other room so I can sit down a bit and talk a little bit. Oh, this is a really bad camera shot. Sorry, guys. And this is my new office. I have been doing a lot of projects lately. I have been working my bottom off, literally. Feels like starting some new businesses. I have a internet radio station with 5 channels right now I'm running. So, craziness. I feel like I am definitely kind of living my life. I have no complaints over what I'm doing. It's been great. If you notice, my hair is still thin. I got some of it back, but it's still not where it was before the surgery, and I do take my vitamins all the time. But I've been busy. I've been working. I've been doing a lot. This is a horrible thing. I'm sorry with the video. I've been doing a lot. And I love it. I love running my own businesses. But it's a challenge. And it keeps me busy. And there are some mornings I wake up at 6. And I will work a good portion of the day at the computer or doing a website. And be in bed maybe 11. And there are mornings where if I get up early, I might have a cup of coffee and be like, oh, I'll get a protein shake later. And all of a sudden, I look at the clock and it's 11. And I realize I didn't have breakfast. The scarier days is when I'll start doing something active and I'll like bend over and I get this wave of dizziness. And I'm like, oh, why am I dizzy? And then I realize that's because I didn't eat. So, yeah, I don't get any signals of hunger whatsoever. I could, before I probably pass out, I could go all day probably without eating a bite and still feel fine. At least not having the hunger. I would probably pass out from like low blood sugar or not having enough food, but the hunger pains aren't there. I do still have emotional hunger or boredom hunger, or it's late at night and I want a snack. I know that's all in my head. And you know, sometimes I give into it, sometimes I don't. I'm pretty good on the fake crab meat and some crackers kind of deal. I can eat some popcorn. Yes, I've been enjoying some popcorn. It's not the whole Jiffy Pop bag like before, but it's still good. So I do my emotional hunger. I like the little snack packs of pudding. They have rice and tapioca and chocolate, and you can get them sugar-free. Get the sugar-free ones. And they're really good as something like sweet or sweet tasting because they're made with Splenda. But I've been enjoying those in the evening. That's kind of like my evening treat. But dinners and everything, I just eat like everybody else. Or a smaller portion of what I feed the family. The good thing is I do cook healthier now than I ever have in my life, and my child and husband are starting to show for it. Besides eating healthier, my husband's been doing some exercise, and he's dropped 40 pounds this year. So that's been good. Oh, it's starting to rain. The other thing that's been a little surreal is I went to a wedding last weekend, and it was down at the beach. It was beautiful, a beach wedding at sunset. It was gorgeous. But I bumped into a bunch of my cousins. Now, most of my cousins that I'm close with, I saw at Christmas time. So they kind of saw me after I lost quite a bit of weight, but not where I am now. And so the ones I had saw knew who I was. However, there was a couple of cousins that couldn't make the holiday party because of the snow, so they got snowed into D.C. And I bumped into them. Now I'm standing next to my husband, and my daughter is like, I don't know, 50 yards from me, talking to somebody else. And one of my cousins is talking to my husband. And he's looking at me. He's got this look, and he's just kind of looking at me like... And I said, "Hi, this is your cousin Tanya." And his mouth dropped open, and his eyes got wide, and I truly realized, even though I had been teasing him at the time, he had no clue who I was. My own cousin, who, you know, yes, I'm a little bit older than him. I changed his diapers, that kind of older. But literally, he has grown up with me, and he didn't know who I was. And he has a twin brother who was a little further over, and I went up to him, and I had the same kind of look. You know, he was trying to figure it out, and I was like, you know what, that's okay. Your brother didn't recognize me either. It's Tanya. And he did the same thing. And the whole wedding party, before, after, because we spent about 3 or 4 days with my family down there. Every time I see him, like every day, I would get a comment, "You look fantastic. We can't believe you look like this. It's amazing." Now, I didn't have a whole lot of problems with people being kind of jealous of my weight. I know that some people have talked about that, especially if they're from a family where everybody's heavier. But basically, I was the heaviest person in my family. Most of my family is big into sports, fitness. They're really fit, trim, gorgeous people. So I was more the person standing out than I was the person, you know, kind of following the norm. So it was very interesting, their reaction. They just kept saying how great I looked. And I told my husband the last day when we were driving home, I was like, you know, the whole experience was very surreal.